Hopefully my mic is pretty decent. I hope it's not too loud for you guys. But anyway, I'm gonna be reading some of the some story about some wife who isn't sexually attracted to her husband no more off of this really bad Oofy Doofy Reddit post I got from Reddit. I'm not gonna tell you where I got it, but I got it. So it starts as I've been married 4 years and I'm realizing that something has always been missing. On the surface, everything looks good. He does a lot of nice things for me, plans surprises, gives me thoughts and gifts, and we're on the same page when it comes to running the house and making decisions. But it feels like we're functioning as good parents, not as lovers. Damn. I mean, good partners. My bad. I said good parents. It's such a very superficial. Like she only got with him for a logical reason, as it seems. From the start, there wasn't much spark, no butterflies, no passionate kisses. Yikes. I initiated our first kiss and sex, but honestly, I just thought he was cute, not sexually attractive. Sex has always been lacking. He can go weeks without. He go weeks without it, while I crave more. And we haven't had proper sex in 6 months. I'm 36 and scared of spending the next 20 years without good sex. Okay, you know what? Usually the woman is always she's usually the terrible one, and we can all agree with that. They just use men. But this is gonna be the rarest time where I would kind of feel bad for the woman. I mean, I'm sorry, like I do feel bad since he's an oofy doofy. You know, he is a little introversial in the story because I read this before, but it just seemed like this dude just kind of comes off as a pussy. I'm sorry, like he's an introversial like weird spurg, and she's just not getting good sex out of him, and she only got with him for a logical reason. Again, I still don't give her credit because you could tell she only got with him for a logical reason. She should have just honestly dated a guy she's actually attracted to. Based on the fact that she's Asian, there's a good chance that she probably just came over to him just because she wants to live in America. And this guy is 40 years old, by the way. I mean, like, he's 40 years old. Like, he's like, something tells me that she only called him American, but something tells me he's a white guy. He's like one of them balding, obese white guys. The biggest issue. Oh, let me see. Okay, spending the next 20 years without good sex. Yeah, that's terrible. But I mean, we can't get nothing in the incel sphere. The biggest issues. My husband acts like a baby, not in terms of responsibility. He cooks, cleans, pays bills, exercises, but his humors and mannerisms. Around me. He does over the top Jim Carrey style skits that come across as childish, making tee hee sounds, pushing his head into my arms, doing King Kong impressions before bed, imitating little girls, and sometimes even saying "I'm just a baby." Jesus Christ! Like this, it sounds like this lady is dating a freaking brony or something. Like, and the thing is, he probably has a good, he probably has a decent job. I mean, since he's 40, he has to. If he doesn't have that, I'm sorry, that's just GG's. Like, so yeah, like I'm sorry. As much I'll feel bad for dude, but he sounds extremely neurodivergent because she says she's in the next story she's gonna say he's introversial. At first, it seemed playful, but now I don't see a man I'm attracted to. I see a giant baby. He even treats me like I'm a little girl at sometimes. Even when I bought it up, he just said, "This is who I am." I don't want him to become someone else, but I can't. I also can't be attracted to this. And that's fair. That's fair. But again, why are you married to him? If it's just like if you're so like like if there was no spark, then why marry him? This is what I don't get about women. Like they say stuff like this, and they're like, "Oh, I don't like him." Okay, so why marry him? This just doesn't make any sense. Another issue, since we don't have kids, we technically have plenty of time together, but it often feels like we live in our own worlds. He spends most of his free time with video games, podcasts, and movies, while I have my own hobbies. Jesus Christ! At this point, bro, just get a roommate. You literally got into a marriage to get a pretty much. You got into a marriage to pretty much get a roommate. All that money wasted. We only sit down for meals together about once a week, and we yeah, that's yep. You answer your own question, lady. You just weren't right to fit. You just weren't the right fit. Like this is what I'm saying. Like you just get with men. You get with like she's just getting with a guy that she literally does not like, and it gets annoying when women do this shit, man. Like I really don't understand why you don't like him, just don't date him. But I'm sorry, this dude just sounds like a weirdo. He probably dated this Asian woman because he probably watched a lot of anime and thought she was submissive. My assumption is that he's white, but She only called him a 40-year-old American. But anyway, I'm gonna read the second issue. So this is the update on the situation. Not sexually attracted to my husband. I mean, you never were. What do you mean? You never were. First, thank you everyone for chiming in on my original post a few months ago. I'm sorry. I'm truly grateful for all the wise advice. Here are some updates. Along with the new questions, if you find the wording odd, English is my second language. I'm trying to do my best to convey my thoughts, and sorry for another wall of text. Hey, you doing good? A short background. My husband, 40, American, me, male and introvert. Me, 38, full Asian, female and ambivert. I mean, you might as well, you can't have it both ways. Like, you might as well just be a fucking extrovert. Women are natural. Women are easy at being extroverts. Here are some updates. The Jim Carrey and King Kong impressions have stopped after I told him to stop. Ouch. The childlike manners stay, and but he's toned them down. This is the first, and I feel bad for most because he behaves the way out of comfort around me, and this is who he is. When he gets excited, he's like a teenage boy, light clapping, hand gestures, cheerful voice. Pretty much the faggy voice I'm doing now. Sometimes he can be cringy. For example, when we're in the same room, every time I do something or walk past him, he looks at me with a smile on his face. Oh, a smile on his face. I feel really awkward as if he's watching me. So I gently ask him to stop doing it. See, okay, now this is when this bitch just, she's unbearable. Like it's like she just bitches about everything he does. Like I'm like, dude, can you like chill out, lady? Like, you might as well just get the divorce already. This is what I'm saying. This is, dude. You know what? People be trying to convince us to get married, and I'm like, bro, there's no point in getting married. Like, this is a lifestyle. You might as well, you just have a pretty much roommate. 2 months ago, I nearly broke down and couldn't hold it anymore. I talked to him about my feelings, that I see him more as a best friend than a romantic partner. That I don't know the future hold us. The dead silence between us every time we're in the car, or more importantly, the sexual incompatibility. He freaked out about a bit and partially agreed with me about the sex issue since I had mentioned it before. He suggested couples therapy. What a pussy. This dude is an idiot. Like, I'm sorry. I can't feel bad for this guy. I think he's just retarded. I think he's neurodivergent, dude. This is one of those, he has to be fat and balding. If he is, like, because I'm sorry, he just sounds like a fucking lame, man. I'm sorry, he does. We're in couples therapy now and have had 2 sessions so far. The first session is about spending more time together, doing activities together, reading love languages book, and improving his conversation skills. Yeah, I mean, you've been doing it. He said that he truly doesn't know how to talk to people. Every time he's around new people or in a crowd, he feels nervous. He has anxiety for years. When he was a child, his grandmother sent him a gift, and his parents asked him to write her a thank you note, and he literally wrote 3 words: "Thank you, Grandma." The weird thing is, he's really good at playing with words and writing. In fact, he used to write movie articles for high school newspapers back in the day. Huh? Okay. When he was with his family, he makes them laugh with jokes and wordplay, and he seems perfectly normal when talking to his coworkers as well. Anyway, recently he's been asking me more questions about when we're in the car. We talked about how our days been doing my job. At first, it felt awkward, unnatural, like a homework to me. And the therapist said, um, it's okay because he's adopting a new habit, meaning he's trying. He's trying. So I just go along with it. He works remotely at home, and I work in the weekends only. We don't socialize outside of the house much. Jesus, he's pretty much. He might as well be a teenager. This dude is a teenager. He's a 40-year-old teenager, or maybe even younger, which I think needs to change, at least for me. He loves to include me in his activities, watching movies, hanging out in the bedroom together, asking me to watch something for fun and interesting with him, which sometimes I feel overwhelmed by this and I just want to be alone. This is the main question. I want to ask for your advice today. Let me see how much we got of this bullshit. Okay, I really don't feel like. Let me see. My sex life is not great. I said it's not great. I mean, like, it just sounds like she should just not date this dude. Okay. I'll make this video a little shorter, so hopefully you guys bear with me now. Our sex life is not great, or I can say it was okay at best. Nothing special. From the beginning, we didn't have sex often, 3 to 4 times a month due to the work schedule. Nah, I think it's due to freaking your pussy being dry and his lack of libido. I didn't pay attention to the sex at the time though. Then we moved to the U.S. 4 years ago, and it started going really slow. And I think we only had sex 5 times in 2025. Jesus, dude, that's his mummy. He often goes soft and couldn't get it up. Yeah, we figured it out, guys. He has the ED. At first, I said it was okay and to let it go because I didn't want to make him feel bad. Over the past 2 years, I noticed that he has a hard time getting hard and staying hard. However, there are a few times where he can stay hard. I try to get him finished quick, and we can stop. I barely enjoy anything. I realized that sex is the topic that we rarely openly talk about at our early stage of our development. He doesn't have much sexual experience. He even know he's very good at making out. He doesn't know my body. He's awkward with my nipples and vagina. Not great with fingering. Barely asks for a blowjob, even though I love giving one. Okay, girl, shit. Barely grabs my butt in a sexual way, man. Barely moans. Oh my god, this dude is a faggot. I'm sorry, he just is. Like I said, he's in more of a jokey childlike mode. I rarely feel a mature masculine sexual energy from him during sex when he turns off the childlike mode. I know this is the part where most people will criticize me for favoring a toxic masculine role. I mean, you know what? I don't. I'm sorry. I don't know about you guys. I don't really feel bad for this lady. I mean, I don't really put her down because she's just being truthful. Like this dude just is neurodivergent. I'm sorry, he's neurodivergent. He just sounds like a retarded pussy. Reading his difficult heart getting hard. At first, he thought it came from anxiety and not knowing his partner long enough to feel comfortable. But the issue still happened around after we got married, and he realized that this is a pattern. Last year, he went to a doctor to take pills for like Viagra. However, this inexperienced skills and awkwardness kind of killed the mood for in me. We ended up saving less and less sex. We ended up having less and less sex until I could not handle this anymore, and finally talked to him about the 2 months ago. The therapist suggested him to get pills about from Hims, which he just did, and get his testosterone levels checked, which he hasn't. He asked me to tell him what works for me in bed, and I agreed. And when I tell him, I often don't feel aroused by it, and it's like I have to rely on my body's response to that in my mind. The last 3 times we had sex over the 2 months, I felt like I kind of forced myself into having sex with kind of forced myself into having sex with him. I didn't feel excited. Like if I want to fix it, I need to participate. I understand that this mindset doesn't help at all. During our second therapy session, I brought up the idea that temporary separation so I could have space to sort out my feelings. I told him that I don't know how I feel about this now, and that part of me wants to go back to the single life. Yeah, just go back. The therapist said that I should hold off on the idea and work on the sex issue first. However, after 2 years of bad to zero sex, I feel like I want to explore my sexuality with other people as well. My husband, on the other hand, has no desire to sleep with others and wants me to stay to work on our issue. Dude, hey, remember guys, like Rehab says, women love men that can cheat on them. So she like even though like dude he's like super cuck. He's like super cucked. I'm sorry, like I mean I usually feel bad for men like this. And again, but like this dude just sounds like an incredible pussy. I really don't know what to say. I'm sorry. I feel like torn on one hand, and I want more sexual experiences and variety. On the other hand, I want to stay because he is a good man, and after all, and I'm scared the uncertainty of leaving. Am I being too spoiled or too slutty? You're a little both. I just think you just got with him for a logical reason for his riches. Like I really want to find that out, but you can read the story yourself. Last night, I asked him why he hadn't get this issue checked earlier. He didn't give me a clear answer, even though he mentioned that there were times where he felt I didn't love him enough, and then we stayed off the topic. He told me to give him direct details about what I want sexually and not worry about hurting his feelings. So I gave him some feedbacks about the last time we had sex, how the way he held me felt awkward. The fingerings was too gentle. Okay, whore. And I want she a bad bitch. Um,
too gentle, and I want him to be vocal during sex. I could see him emotionally and slightly frustrated to it. At the end of the conversation, he said he would have wanted to sex that night, but I seemed not in the mood, implying because of the conversation. That surprised me because I came into the discussion with good intentions. I just wanted to know this thought process. I get to know him, not start a fight. Then I feel bad for it. I realize, yeah, like I'm sorry, man. Like this is the shit that's gonna probably be your life. If you're one of those nerdy guys like who like Star Wars and shit, this is gonna be what marriage is like. And I guarantee you, she's just as nerdy as him. Like she has hobbies. And like it's just I'm sorry. I really I feel bad for dude too. Like I still feel bad for him, but the woman I'm kind of defending her. I'll kind of defend her. I realize this is not the first time he turned the tables like this. When we had some sort of intense conversation, and at the end he will say something like, "I was gonna do something good," but insert implied that it didn't happen due to the discussions. Is this manipulate? Is this manipulative? I don't think he does intentionally. It feels more subconscious, like a coping mechanism. What should I do next time he says something like this? I'm not good at debating, especially with someone I'm close to. I don't see my loved ones as people I should be fighting against. I know he hates people nagging on him. I always try to not push, and he can be pretty stubborn sometimes. If I ask him to do something twice and he says no, I'd stop. I don't like repeating myself either. Otherwise, he's a good man and a great partner, and he does most of the cleaning and cooks for himself. I barely have to nag him on house chores. I feel really lost and sexually frustrated. Sexually frustrated. Besides all of these, we laugh and joke together like a normal couple. So yeah, this is the shit when people talk shit about like the black pill. Oh, you guys are so topic. You think about like you guys make everything about like aesthetics and shit. Guys, this is it. Like, she does not like him. And honestly, I don't even think he likes her himself too. I think he just did this because he wants to be perceived normal. Like he's trying to achieve normalcy or normality. Or, he's what's the phase? What's the best word for it? You can say like he might be a conformist. Like he's just trying to do what mommy and daddy want him to do. But yeah, this story is brutal. Like honestly, to be real with you, I kind of can see this happening to me, and like if I just get married, which I'm sorry, I am definitely not gonna get married. It's just like in days like this, where women have so much opportunities and I don't. I don't want to do this. In fact, what's even funny is that she even wanted him. If I'm not mistaken, she even got more turned up that he isn't trying to cheat on her, which that's just kind of I don't know. Like it just proves rehab's worst true. But anyway, this has been long. I kind of hopefully you guys can read the video. You guys can like go search the story out. It's on Reddit, and I'll talk to you soon. As I am Chaplain Normie, and hopefully you guys have a blessed one.